Hey guys, welcome to the next installment of the Not Forgotten podcast show slash YouTube show. Today we are still focusing on the missing Cessna that went missing in 1977 in the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. John and Jean Block were the folks that were piloting that plane. Well, John was a pilot, Jean was his wife. We have some videos we've made on that on our YouTube. So if you're not up to date with the case, go ahead and check that out. There's a couple of videos we made on it already. Since our last video, we've gotten a lot of information, and we are going to make a update video with a lot of different updates and things like that on the case. But we're going to do that at a different time. This video is going to be something a little bit different. We're actually going to show you guys how you can help us search from the plane from your house right on your computer. So we're going to go through all that and explain it. This will be kind of a quicker video, hopefully 15-20 minutes, could be longer depending on how long it takes us to describe all this to you, but we're thinking it's going to be pretty cool. And you know, you guys might be able to help us find this plane because that's what we're all trying to do. So I'm Tyler, that's Jeff, as always. So let's get rolling on this. So basically, guys, what we're going to talk about today is, believe it or not, you can actually find an airplane crash on Google Earth Pro. There's some different tools and different things you can do to actually find an airplane that crashed on Google Earth. And I know that sounds kind of crazy. So we're going to kind of go through the steps on how you can do that. And we're actually going to show you a couple examples of some airplane crashes that were found. So if you guys seen our last video, you'll remember that there was an airplane that we talked about this in a previous video. There was an airplane that went down in 1996 and was found in 2018. So we went over that a little bit in the other video, but one thing we didn't show was pictures. So I'm going to bring that up and show you guys some pictures of this plane. This was a plane that went down in 1996, right? 97. I'm sorry, 1997. I apologize. 1997, and was found in 2018. So just going to scroll through some of these. This is the plane. Obviously, this plane hit the woods pretty hard, and it's just a pile of metal. One thing to keep note of here is how vivid and bright these colors are. So again, this crashed in 97, found in 2018, which I'm assuming when these pictures were taken, it looks like it just crashed a few years ago. I mean, it's all crumpled and nasty, but the colors look nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty good still.
Yeah, and that's good indication for us looking for this plane, because that means hopefully the colors on our plane still look nice if it's in the woods or wherever it may be. So anyway, there's one photo there. Here's another photo here of just some more of the scrap metal laying around.
What is that? Oh yeah, the fuselage right there.
I think that's the fuselage. Yep. Here's just another picture that looks like maybe a seat there. Probably the inside of the fuselage. Oh, yep, cockpit as found. Here's some more. Another picture of it. And that is engine as found. I mean, it doesn't look like an engine, but that must be what it's supposed to, or what it was.
Yeah.
There's kind of a more zoomed out picture of the wreckage there. Wreckage as viewed following brush removal. There's another zoomed out one. It kind of looks like it's like by a little pond or just a little watering hole there.
Yeah, it must be from the other side there.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Very. And then I guess that's it. I think there was oh no, here they are. This one's pretty cool, not, I don't want to say cool, it's not cool, but it's kind of eerie, but it's cool in the way that it's so well preserved, being so old. But it's eerie and it's sad, obviously, because 2 people lost their life in this plane accident. So it's not a cool thing, but it's just interesting to see, you know, the instrument, not the instruments, but whatever these the tech or the instruments in it, you know, that are still relatively intact. This is the actual propeller and the flywheel. And this was a similar sized plane to the plane we're looking for. The plane we're looking for is a Cessna 150J. I'm going to go over that a little bit more towards the end of the video to show you guys what we're actually looking for, but it's similar in size to this plane. Me and Jeff thought this was really kind of interesting, is how this propeller just got lodged into the side of this tree. So this here was a pretty large impact.
Yeah, that's what Pat was saying. He's like, Patrick said that this was a heavy, fast slamming into the ground.
Patrick is a commercial pilot and a flight instructor who's been working with us on this case. Yeah. We've also met another pilot since then. I'm sure we'll introduce him somewhere down the road. He might even be on a video with us. And we've met we've met a lot of people. So we've we've been getting a lot of information, meeting a lot of people quicker than we ever thought we would. It's becoming pretty crazy. So
Patrick is the guy that we told you
yeah,
about in the last episode that we were getting a lot of info and bringing things to light about aircrafts and things like that. So
yeah. So anyhow, that's the plane. I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like on the ground and kind of what the colors and everything look like. Now I'm going to pass my screen over to Jeff. He's going to hop on Google Earth, and we're going to kind of show you what this thing looks like from Google Earth, because believe it or not, you can see it on Google Earth, which is interesting, but there's a little more to it. It's not as easy as it sounds. So I am going to stop sharing my screen if I can. Actually, just go ahead and ask to share your screen. Oh no, I can hit stop share right here. Oh, approve. There we go. And then let me stop sharing mine. Okay. Go ahead and hit share your screen again.
Give me 1 second. It says host disable.
Oh, I got you. Yep, I got you. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Boom, perfect.
All right. So I'll bring up some stuff here that I wanted to show you guys. It is already up. Let's see. Okay. Now, we'll show you the plane that he was just looking at. What it looks like. What's that?
Oh, just real quick. So you guys can download Google Earth. It's absolutely free. Just go on Google and type in Google Earth. There's a download for Mac and there's a download for PC. There's even one for your phone, but the one on the computer, it gives you a little bit more capabilities. So anyway, just want to let them know how to get it.
Yeah, we might have to show them too a little bit, but so this is Google Earth Pro.
This area we're looking at here, guys, this is the crash I was just showing you pictures of.
So this is a 2019, and as you can see, all you see is this white little speck right here. We're at about 1,000 feet. If you can see my mouse down here, about 1,000 feet. Once you get up to about, I don't know, 15,000 or 1,500, it gets really hard to see, especially if you're like searching through things like this. So I don't know if anybody'd see that if you're scrolling looking for this like this, but so I would say a good altitude would probably be, I'd say maybe somewhere around 1,000, unless you're in a different year. So this all depends on the years that you're searching on this, and the trees cast in the shadow and what angle it was when the photo was taken. So 2019, we'll go back another year. You can't see nothing on this one. This is 2016. Let's go back another year. 2014, still nothing. You would never know that there's a plane in there just by looking at this, even when you zoom in. So we'll go back. This is how you, up here where you see my mouse, that's how you change the time, by the way. So we'll go back.
After we show you guys a couple of these crashes, we'll show you a little bit how to work some of these tools to be able to do this stuff.
So there's 2013. You can see the white little speck right there again. 2012. Now this is a good photo to where the shadows from the trees ain't casting over so bad. When was this plane found? 2018.
2018, yeah.
So this was, and I know in that one picture it said following brush removal and all that stuff like that, but this was way before anybody found it, way before anybody did any kind of brush removal.
So 6 years before it was found.
And then you can go back so far and it starts getting blurry and blurrier. But anyway, so I'll show you kind of something what I have been doing on Google Earth Pro when I'm searching for things. I'll kind of get around 1,000 feet, maybe 1,500, depending on what view it's letting me do, because certain areas of Michigan on these maps and the UP in the lower peninsula have different, some areas of Michigan will only go back 2 years before it starts getting blurry. Some areas will go back quite a bit before it starts getting blurry. It all depends on the area that you're looking. Most of the lower peninsula is going to be, you're going to have a lot of options to go back in time on the lower peninsula. Once you get into the upper peninsula like this, there's some areas ain't going to let you do that so much. But so usually what I do, I mean, you could still see a little white speck there from we're at 1,600 feet, but I usually keep it around 1,000 to 1,500, and I'm scrolling through like this. And sometimes if you when you go to search, you can either click and just drag your map around, but you can also click, move the map, and then let go of the mouse so it kind of moves slow. So you're not doing this all the time. I kind of do one of these numbers. Or I'll go not quite that fast, but I'll do one of these.
Yeah, it's lagging a little bit on our side, so they probably can't see it very well, but it's basically a slow scroll.
Just got to swing it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
basically, when you guys are doing that, you want to look for anything basically that looks man-made, anything that's real bright white or white at all. That's not the color of the trees. Some logs and stuff can look a little white, but you can notice it's a log cut down or something. But
yeah, I'll show you how to do that too.
So basically, go back to 12 when you can see the plane really well.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this airplane just looks like a small white mass, basically. But so, if you, show them how you can see the color a little bit if you scroll in. Or can you? Or was that all?
I don't know. I don't know.
Doesn't it look like there's a little? Doesn't it look like there's a little blue right?
Maybe
right on the corner of it. You can see a little blue. Maybe might just be my imagination, but
let me get out of this ground level here. There might be. I'm not really sure. I'm not good with colors. But and so up here on the top right, you all probably know this. How you change your view. If you want to do a top-down angles, if you want to go more forward, so you're looking straight across the terrain, more so like this. And then when you So anyway, now that we got this plane here, I wanted to show you something else. I usually like to do a more of a top-down view. I know Tyler likes to do more of a forward kind of view. So right here with this ruler is, this will give you an option to measure the target that you're seeing. Right here you can go from feet, yards, miles, nautical miles, all that stuff. And we know that this plane is around 32, 33 foot wingspan. And there's another plane we'll show you here that's about the same. But being how it's a crash plane, you can't say, well, this is 12 feet. That ain't the plane, because it's all mangled up into pieces. So we'll do feet. You click on it like this. And right there, it's about somewhere around anywhere from 11 to 13 feet. The wreckage is. The reason I like to use this is because this gives me an idea. I don't want to be looking at, if it's only 2 feet long, which sometimes it's confusing on when you're looking at stuff. This gives me an idea that this is a pretty decent sized mass here.
You might see something that you look at and go, oh, that's too small to be a plane crash. But then you can zoom in and go, oh, wait a minute, that's 7 foot across. Because you got to realize, too, guys, when you're looking at this, a good majority of the plane crash that we showed you on those pictures is still covered in the trees. We're only seeing a small portion of it. That plane crash is all over down there. We're just seeing a small portion of it. But obviously, so a really good way, too, to use that measuring tool is if Jeff zoomed out, you can see that this plane isn't really around any roads or anything. So if you find something like this in the woods, you can measure how far is this from somebody's house? How far is this from a main road? How far is this from the highway? How far is this from whatever? And you can say, okay, this thing's only, 60 feet behind someone's house. It's probably not an airplane. There's probably not an airplane 60 feet behind someone's house in the woods.
No, yeah.
So that's the type of stuff.
This is what I like to do too, is if you find a target that looks like this, there's no houses around, no real trails. This might be, let me see if I can figure out what the heck this is. That could be a creek or something, or
I don't think you'd want to discredit like 2 tracks. Like if you're 60 feet from a 2 track or 60 yards from a 2 track, I don't think you want to really discredit that. But if you're in a main highway or something.
Let me get some different years here and see if I can figure out what this is. That could just be like a ridge too. Yeah, so anyway, another thing I like to do is, see, I don't think that might be a ridge or something going on there, but what is this here? Take a little look at this. See, this is something kind of what we were talking about too. It doesn't have much color in it. See if I can get a better view of whatever the heck this is.
Looked like there was usually some red. Oh, I think that's just the leaves changing colors.
Yeah, it's the leaves. I'm guessing that's probably a log sitting there like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is what I like to do too, is you want to have it pretty it's probably going to want to be in a remote area. I mean, from what we're seeing so far, the planes that we have seen on here. So I'll get up to the measuring tool real quick. We'll go to miles, and I want to see how far this is from the nearest road. How easy would it be for somebody to get out here? So what's that, about a little over a quarter mile?
Yeah. And that's probably not even a main road. That's like, you're looking at probably like a back dirt road kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
If, you know. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a main road, but it's a back road of some kind. I don't know if it's paved or not.
Castle Rock Road.
Yeah.
Change the year a little bit. It's some kind of, I don't know what it is exactly, but you could tell there's nothing around this road. This is just a road through the tundra here. This is what this is looking like zoomed out. I mean, so it's definitely out in the middle of nowhere. So now that I showed you that, I want to show you another plane crash. This plane was from, when was this? This was from 89.
Yeah, this next plane we're going to look at crashed in 1989 and was found in 2001. Now, you can still see the plane on Google Earth after 2001 because a lot of times what happens is even when they find a plane crash, they don't necessarily drag it out of the woods because it's a lot, especially if it's way out there in a remote area. It's easier just to leave it there. Those planes, you're not going to drag a pieces of a plane 4 miles through the woods to try to get them out of the woods or whatever. So a lot of times they're still there. So that's why this one, we can still see this one.
So that last plane, just to give you guys a quick overview, if you haven't seen the last episode or so, it left from Drummond Island. It was in heavy fog. They were headed to Howell. It was a couple. Where the heck is Drummond Island? One of these little islands here.
I think it's actually up over. I think it's over. Yeah, right there. Up, right to the right of Detour Village. Where it says Detour Village and it says Drummond. Do you see that? To the right
I
of
think
Detour.
might be in the way. Oh,
to the right of Detour Village. Right there.
Really? Okay, so they left there. They were trying to get. They were going to head to Howell. Left in heavy fog. Started heading this way, and made a complete 360-degree turn because of the fog. How nasty it was. The guy decided he was going to head west and hit I-75. Are you sure that's Drummond Island, though, Tyler?
It says Drummond. I don't know if it's Drummond Island. I don't know.
Goose Island.
It doesn't really matter anyway, but they were basically going from the UP, trying to go downstate, and they were trying to find 75 and couldn't find it because there was a bunch of fog, and then they turned around and went into the woods. I mean, that's basically what happened.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, so heavy fog, they overflew the highway. He was going to try to find 75 and go south. He overflew it by quite a bit, I think. Miles. Plane crash. We'll see how far, about 4 miles or so. He overflew that and somehow went down. So this crash that we're looking at is from 89. The reason they found that last one from 97 was land surveyors were in there surveying the land. They come across it. This one here was come across by some bear hunters that were in the woods. And I just wanted to take a quick check and see how far this was from this little road right here. The one thing about hunting bear is so he's about a little over a quarter mile from the road. It's kind of weird, just like the other one. So I don't know how these guys are hunting, but most of the time, guys will hunt bears with dogs, and it's up to the dog. You got to follow them and chase them all down. And they got the radio trackers on there, so you're putting the antenna up to find out where the dogs went. These guys are a quarter mile back in the woods. And now we'll zoom in on this and see what we can find with this plane here. So I'll get around 1,000 feet on another just little speck like that. So just kind of looking around, and then you come across this. So you have to really keep your eyes peeled unless you're on the right year that you need to be to get the best view. Now here's 2013. Let's see if I can get what will give me the best view of this plane crash. So this only gives us 2 options.
2013.
So we got 2013 and 2016. When was this plane found?
2001.
Okay. So I think that's why we could still see this is because they left it in the woods. No, I don't want to do that.
We know this is where it is because we looked up the coordinates. So, and we'll show you guys how to do coordinates too, or how to know what your coordinates are to where you're at.
Let's do a little quick measurement on this. So this one's only reading about 6 feet because we can't see the whole thing.
And they might have just left pieces of this plane out there. That might only be pieces of it, who knows?
Right.
But it's definitely part of it or all of it or some of it. And a lot of it's probably hidden in the trees. That's the thing, guys. When you're looking on here, you're not necessarily going to see like the shape of a plane in the trees. You're going to find little white dots that look like nothing, but they could be anything.
Yeah, when I first started searching on here, I was looking for something that looked like a plane until we found out that 97 crash didn't look anything remotely like a plane. So a good way to, if I was coming across this, I think that maybe this is a possible target to search. There's no roads really anywhere near this within, a quarter mile or something. And even that there is this road here, it's like a dirt 2-track of some sort. Even the main road coming in right here is. So that would be a good target to search if you found this white, bright white target sitting out there like that.
Why don't we show them? Why don't we show them some other little things that we just real fast, so we don't have a real long video. Just some of the couple little things that we found that we might want to go search that we don't necessarily know are plane crashes yet. They're just little things that we kind of were curious about.
Okay.
Just a couple of them. You could even show them that one you actually did search.
Okay.
Just so they get an idea of something that could or could not be a plane, and we really don't know.
I don't know what this one is.
Well, this is the one I think you searched. Or no, it isn't.
Mapes Road. This is the one I searched.
So this was the one that Jeff actually searched.
Do you got the pics for this or not really on hand?
Yeah, I can probably. Did it work good last time I showed them off my phone on my camera or not really?
Yeah, I think it did.
Actually.
So as you can see, there's nothing here in the years in this year that we're in, 2016. The reason I kind of wanted to check this is because the plane's been missing so long. I almost wonder if it could be just off a road like this because nobody's found it. So I'm like, is it in such an easy spot that everybody's just passed it up? So I've seen this little 2-track. I'll get to a year where we can actually see this thing. So this little 2-track here, I was kind of curious about it because it just comes down to here and it dead ends, and the only thing down here is the river or a little creek there. So it made me wonder that there ain't too much action. I wouldn't think. Somebody lives across the street here, but this is state land here, and that could just be you never know. This could be a cabin or a vacation home. They could be hardly ever there. They could be an older couple. Like, what would be the reason they'd have to walk across all the way over here if they were an older couple? So I wanted to search this. Did a quick measurement on the yards from the little 2-track. About 60 yards. So when I first pulled up to this, I'll zoom in.
I got the picture of it now too, if you want to see it.
Okay, so let's get a measurement on this just to get an idea of what it is
to me,
the other ones.
To me, that really is convincing that I would think that was an airplane. So it's kind of long,
13 feet.
And it's 13 feet long.
So what I didn't know on my way there, which kind of got me a little more excited, I thought I was just going to pull up here with my car and walk 60 yards in and find something. I got a little bit excited when I pulled up here and found out this was closed off by a big old pipe barricade thing that the state left there that said foot travel only permitted. So I parked right here, walked in through here, and started walking in. When I got right about in this area, I seen an old cooler. It was like a styrofoam cooler from way back in the day, and I was like, holy crap. Thinking like, did they pack pops and sandwiches and stuff for the plane ride or whatever, and so I walked in. Anyway, it wasn't a plane. Tyler, would you show them what the heck this thing was here?
Yeah, I gotta take my screen for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what it actually ended up being was see if I can zoom in on this.
Oh, stop share. I got to stop share.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it perfectly.
Well, they can see it anyway. So
okay.
So there you go, guys. That's what it was. It was a big old pile of junk. But it was interesting that we could see it from Google Earth, and it was a good thing we checked it because that could have very well been a big old pile of junk that looked like it was a plane crash, but it wasn't. It was just a pile of junk. So anyway, that's what that was.
So let me find some more stuff that I
Let me
That
get.
was just one.
Go ahead and take your screen back. I'm gonna stop sharing mine. Take yours back. Oh, never mind. It's going to yours right now.
Yeah. So let's see what this one is. And if you watch our last video or two, you'll be able to find out kind of like what his um flight path would have been maybe. Now this is probably nothing. It's a 2-track here. It's just something I come across, and now ever since then I've been kind of like pretty much marking anything that's could be possible. This is really telling me that it's probably nothing. It's
that,
so
that almost looks like a maybe a is it a hunting maybe thing maybe, or I don't know.
not really sure.
It almost looks like it's like a structure.
Yeah, I just wanted to mark it so when I come across it again,
you already know what it was,
or if I see something there, yeah. So let's
Yeah.
see what else I got here. So yeah, you have to check out our other video and see. Here's something else that's I marked here. This is pretty far from a lot of stuff. Actually, I don't even remember if I did a measurement on this for miles from this road.
Probably do yards. It'd probably give us a better idea rather than miles, since it's not that far. 200 yards. It's 2 football fields. I mean, that's quite a ways.
Mm-hmm. Decent little poke. I don't know how heavily traveled this is, but it doesn't look like, unless this is a swamp or something, I might see some water here. Not really sure.
That might be. I think that is a swamp.
So anyway, there's something here definitely.
It almost looks like
exactly what it is.
It almost looks like there's a path going out to that, but I don't know. Hard to say.
Yeah,
like right there, you know? Yeah.
Let me measure this real quick just to get an idea. 10 feet. So I don't really know, but
interesting.
Like I said, I still mark it just in case. I just got a bunch of random stuff on here that I've been poking around at, seeing things. This might be the one that's absolutely nothing. That's definitely some kind of man-made thing.
A lot of times too, you can see if it's square or what shape it is. If it's square, it could be a deer blind, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's probably a deer blind there.
So anyway, I think that's probably good though, just to give them an idea. That's the kind of stuff. Anything you can see that's white, you know, that looks like it's man-made, mark it. And if you can't discredit it, you can't say it's a deer blind, you can't say it's this, or you can't say it's that, and you don't know what it is. Mark the coordinates down. Let's show them how to put a pin down and look at the coordinates where that pin's at.
Okay. So I don't really know why I have this marked, if we've already just left this or not. Yeah, this is the one. So
yeah. There was that one that I sent you too, but I don't know if you ever marked it or whatever one that one was. That one that was like 3 pieces or something.
I mean, it's hard to say.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We give them a good idea anyway, kind of what we're talking about. That might actually be it right there.
Oh, that's a blind for sure.
That's definitely a deer blind, yeah.
You can see the wood down here. It's like 4x4 post with an angular thing here.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to mark this, guys, what you do is go up here to this little pin, and it's going to open this up. It's going to drop it right here. So then you can click on it, move this around wherever you want it. And up here you do just write the description, you know, if you whatever you think it is, and hit OK. And it drops your mark right there.
And then when you go back to that, if you right click where on your test on your thing there and then hit properties, you can actually see your longitude and latitude. So that's your coordinates. Yep. So that's what you'd want to remember if you wanted to show anybody, you know, here, look at these coordinates, because this could be something.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So we kind of showed them that stuff. So you guys, we showed you how to do the measurement. We showed you how to go back in time. Want me to share my screen now? Yeah, there's some other stuff on there. There's a polygon tool you can do too, to there's a polygon where you can do a circle and then you can gray it out. So you can gray out areas you've already searched. There's things you can do like that. So we showed you how to do pins. We showed you how to do the coordinates. I want to show you what we're looking for. Let me show you the plane again, so you guys have an idea of what we're looking for. So I'm going to show you a couple different pictures. So this is it. This is the Cessna 150J we're looking for. You got white, you got some green, unfortunately, which isn't great, and you got more white. Another thing to keep in mind is right before they departed Macomb Airport, where they left from, not right before, but weeks or a few months or whatever before they took this flight, they painted the wing tips international orange. So the tips of the wings and the tail, I don't know if it's the side part of the tail or just the top part here, but there should be some orange on the tail. So you're looking for basically a white and green plane that could have some orange on it. That's what you're looking for. Now, so I wanted to show you that. That's one picture of it. I think here's maybe a couple other pictures just to give you some more idea. That's actually, I think, the same picture, but you know, they're pretty long wings too. And I wanted to actually show you guys that real quick. I'm going to show you what size the plane is, so you guys can see like how big this thing is as far as measurements, because you can use your measurement tools on Google Earth to measure if you're looking at something like we were showing you. So once this follows up with me here. So here's your dimensions. You're looking at about a 32 wingspan. And then the plane itself, you're looking at about 23. So it's 23 long, 32 wide, to give you an idea here. So here's the dimensions here.
If it's not mangled.
If it's not mangled, right. If it's not mangled, but just so you guys you can even go right on your Google Earth and take your measurement tool and do a line that's 23 and then do a line across it that's 32, just to give yourself an idea how far zoomed in you are in your Google Earth, if you're going to be able to see something that size or something that could be crinkled up into a smaller size. But that's what size it is when it's intact. So just to give you an idea of that, what you're kind of looking for there. So what we kind of want you guys to do, or what we're imploring you to do, is when you're on Google Earth, if you're going to help us do this, which we'd like you to, feel free to email us any coordinates, because basically what we're trying to do is we're going to do an actual physical foot search, but we're trying to get a lot of search areas kind of pinned down. So like, you know, if we got 5 or 6 of them in one area, we can go do one search that day. If we got 4 or 5 in another area, and just search all these anomalies and figure out what they are. As we're kind of doing a more wide-based, you know, narrow search, we can do these little searches on these objects just to see what they are, because they very well could be a plane. I mean, nothing is really off limits. If you guys yourself feel like walking out in the woods and looking at one, obviously we can't stop you from doing that. You're welcome to do that. This is America, and you know that. Do it if you want to do that. If you do stumble upon a plane crash, this one or any plane crash, old, new, whatever, don't touch it. Don't mess with it. Obviously, call the authorities right away. Because just like you've seen on that 96 one, people, they send people to come down, take pictures. They can figure out how it crashed, what direction it was coming from, how fast it may have been going. And that, if you're in there messing with stuff, moving things around, you're going to make their job a lot harder, obviously. So you obviously don't want to do that. And did you want to say something before I cut you off? When I cut you off?
Just keep in mind when you're searching that, kind of switch through the years a little bit too, because as we showed you, you could, if you're in the wrong year and you're swiping through like that, it could be there and you won't even see it. So just kind of switch the years a little bit, and I don't know, hopefully you guys can see something. If you do, our Facebook, we're on Not Forgotten on Facebook. You could leave a comment in the video of some GPS coordinates or anything that you find, or email us like he said.
Yeah, our email is notforgottenproductions@gmail.com. So notforgottenproductions@gmail.com. You have anything else?
That's all I got.
And just as a reminder, guys, here's what we're looking for. Not only are we looking for a plane, we're looking for 2 people. We're looking for Jean and John. That 1996 plane that we showed you that was found in 2018, I believe they found the remains with that crash. Is that correct?
Yeah, they did.
So there's a good chance that if we find this plane, we may also find remains. So we just got to be real mindful of that and be respectful and understand we're also looking for people, not just an airplane. So let's do our best and work together and see if we can find this thing. You know, any help we can get would be great. We got a lot of people helping us on this, as far as people that are helping us with information, people, the family, our friends we've met along the way. So we're going to work hard and keep working at it. Look for another video coming soon with just updates on the case, just general stuff that we learned. That's pretty cool, pretty interesting stuff. Yep. And make sure if you guys check out our videos, like our Facebook page, subscribe to our channel. You'll get, you know, the videos as they come out. It'll notify you that they're coming. Other than that, man, I think that's it, right? Yeah.
If you guys want to get caught up on the case or anything, or figure out any flight paths that they might have took, watch our last couple of videos. We go into pretty good detail about that. So other than that, that's all I got, Tyler.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.